Hey there, this is John from My Solar Home, and my latest video is going to be about the 7 best EV chargers in the market today. I'm going to be looking at the Grizzly, I'm going to be looking at the Juicebox, the ChargePoint HomeFlex, the Tesla EV charger, the Enphase EV charger, the Wallbox Pulsar T EV charger, and the Emporia EV charger. To get started, I'm going to compare these 7 EV chargers across their power consumption, their size, their warranty, Wi-Fi connectivity, country of manufacture, and finally, what kind of enclosure are they built in. Now, before I start doing the comparison, a couple of safety issues. These EV chargers are continuously using 40 to 48 and even more amps continuously for 8 to 10 hours, particularly during the time you sleep at night. No other device in your home uses that kind of current on a continuous basis, not even your AC or your washer machine or dryer. They might use it instantaneously for a few seconds, but not really on a regular basis. That means you have to be really careful with their installation. I suggest always use the licensed professional electrician to install these chargers. Number two, have them hardwire installed. There are options to get them installed with a plug, but there are a lot of stories of plugs getting burnt out, and with your family involved and when you're sleeping, it's not really a good choice to have these units with a plug. Get them hardwired. Third, have a dedicated circuit for these EV chargers. By code, you can only consume up to 80% of a circuit's capacity. So for most of these chargers, these are in the 48 amps or more kind of range. You will need a 60 amp circuit. That's by code. All right, let's get started. We'll start with the power capacity of these 7 EV chargers. Now, out of these 7 EV chargers, only one EV charger is at 40 amps max capacity, and that's the Grizzly. All the other EV chargers have max capacities of at least 48, and one of them has a 50 amp capacity. Now, what this means is that these EV chargers can charge any EV available in the market today. BMWs, Teslas, Chevrolets, any kind of car in the market. There are only a few very large EVs like the F-150 Lightning, the Cadillac Lyriq, the Lucid Air, and the GMC Hummer EV that could potentially use larger currents than 48 amps. That does not mean that you can't use these chargers to charge those vehicles, but that you will not be charging them at their maximum allowed capacity. Every other EV in the market, these guys will be able to charge them at the fastest allowable rate at home. Of course, if you take them for charging outside, you have high-powered DC charging stations outside. Those charge faster, but you're not allowed to install them at home anyway. So let's get started. The Grizzly's max output is 9.6 kW or 40 amps, but you can install it to output less current depending on the EV you use. Not all of them need that much of current, so it goes up from 16 to 40 amps. The Juicebox that's manufactured by Enel maxes out at 48 amps or 11.5 kW. Again, you can set this for lower currents starting from 12 amps to 48 amps. The ChargePoint HomeFlex maxes out at 50 amps, so slightly more than the other guys, and you can set it anywhere from 16 to 50 amps, so the max output is 12 kW for the ChargePoint HomeFlex. The Tesla maxes out at 48 amps, which is 11.5 kW. Again, it's got settings. You can set it up from 16 to 48 amps. Now, the Enphase charger only comes at one charging capacity. So you can either buy a 48 amp or an 11.5 kW Enphase EV charger, Or if you want something lower, you'll have to buy a lower capacity charger, which will be different. You cannot set the same charger to a lower capacity. The Wallbox Pulsar T maxes out at 48 amps or 11.5 kW, and this has got settings. You can set it up from 16 to 48 amps. Same with the Emporia, maxes out at 48 amps and it goes up anywhere from 12 to 48 amps. So that's 11.5 kW max corresponding to 48 amps. The Grizzly EV charger is sized at 10.3 inches into 6.3 into 3.5 inches. The Grizzly, that makes it the smallest in our lineup, but a caveat, it's also a little smaller in terms of max output at 40 amps. But that's number one in terms of the smallest sized EV charger. The Juicebox electric charger is sized at 18.5 inches into 6.8 inches into 5.8 inches, and it's number 6 in terms of size in the lineup. The ChargePoint HomeFlex is sized at 12.6 into 9 into 3.4 inches, and it's number 3 in our lineup in terms of size. So it's pretty decent and small sized. The Tesla is sized at 16.3 inches into 6.1 inches into 4.3 inches, and it is number 5 in our list of EV chargers. The Enphase 48 is the largest and number 7 in the list. It's sized at 19.7 inches into 8.9 inches into 5.3 inches. The Wallbox Pulsar T is number 2 on our list, and since this is a 48 amp charger, technically among the 48 amp chargers, it's actually the number 1, because remember the Grizzly was at 40 amps, a little smaller. So this could technically be said to be the smallest in our list of 7, and this is sized at 7.8 inches into 8.9 inches into 3.9 inches. The Emporia is another small unit. It's number 4 in our list. It's at 12.6 inches into 9 into 3.4 inches. Next, we'll look at cable management, and though this might look to be trivial, it's actually pretty important because you will be charging your car day in and day out, and if your cable does not reach your vehicle in your garage, regardless of where it's parked, you're going to be an unhappy camper. Luckily, all these guys have got chargers which are long, more than 23 feet for all of them, and all of them have got nice cable management that you can use. They've included holders on which you can roll and keep your cables. They either with the main charging unit, or they have a receptacle where you can keep the rolled up cables of the charger. So they're pretty good. Now, in terms of differences in the cables, there's one cable which is really very, very good in super cold weather, and that's the ChargePoint HomeFlex cable. It really works very well at ultra cold temperatures. So if that's something you are looking at for your EV, I would suggest do not look at the other 6, go for this one, because all these 7 EV chargers, to tell you the truth, are really top of the line. Now, in terms of cable lengths, the Grizzly comes with a 24-foot cable, the Juicebox comes with a 25-foot cable, the ChargePoint comes with a 23-foot cable, the Tesla has a 24-foot cable, the Enphase has a 25-foot cable. So Enphase actually has the longest cable in this, but then the Wallbox Pulsar T also comes with a 25-foot cable, and finally the Emporia comes with a 24-foot cable. So in terms of cable lengths, all these guys have got ample room for a large 2-car garage. Next, let's look at Wi-Fi connectivity for these 7 EV chargers. Now, a note on Wi-Fi connectivity, all these chargers use the J1772 charging cable and connector. This is based off a set of protocols called J1772 protocols. Now, the J1772 protocol does not allow these chargers to give you information about 3 things which you might be interested in. That is the state of charge of your battery. Is it at 20% charge right now when you're starting to charge it? Is it at 40, 50? That's information that these chargers cannot get because the protocol does not have communication to give you that information. So you won't know what the state of charge of your battery is. You won't know how much longer it's going to take that battery to charge using your charger. and you also won't know what range your car has at the current moment. All that information will be there in your car, because technically these EV chargers are not true chargers, in the sense that these only provide AC current to your car. The actual conversion of the AC current into DC is done by the charger, which is based inside your car. Technically, you're not supposed to call it an EV charger, but everybody calls them EV chargers. So let's look at Wi-Fi connectivity for these EV chargers. And not to get disappointed, just because these guys can't give you those three key pieces of information, it doesn't mean that Wi-Fi connectivity is not useful. Wi-Fi connectivity is pretty useful. It can tell you how long you've charged the car the last time you've charged it, how much energy you gave to the car, when was your last charging session. You can schedule charging, start, stop times. So Wi-Fi connectivity is a good to have in one of these chargers. Let's look at which of these chargers have Wi-Fi connectivity. The Grizzly E charger has no Wi-Fi connectivity. The Juicebox 48 has, so it's a big plus. The ChargePoint HomeFlex also has Wi-Fi charging and Wi-Fi capability. The Tesla 48 amp charger says that they have Wi-Fi capability, but it's only for upgrading the software of the Tesla charger. So technically, I would say this is a no, but it's up to you. The Enphase does not have Wi-Fi capability. The Wallbox Pulsar T is a yes, they have Wi-Fi capability, and so does the Emporia charger. So most of these chargers have Wi-Fi capability. Now, something in addition to the Wi-Fi capability is the ability to talk to Alexa and Google Assistant. The only two EV chargers that have Alexa and Google Assistant connectivity are the Wallbox Pulsar T and the Juicebox. Next, let's look at the enclosure for these chargers. By enclosure, I mean the actual charging device which you keep in your garage, or maybe you have it outdoors. So all these 7 EV chargers are outdoor rated. So you can keep them outdoors, you're good to go. But a couple of them have enhanced outdoor capability, in terms of that the enclosure that they have built is rated for hurricanes and really bad weather. So the enclosures have got ratings. NEMA 3 is the standard outdoor enclosure rating. So all these guys are NEMA 3, but a couple of them are NEMA 4, which is rated for hurricane and really cold weather. You can use all of these chargers in really cold weather, but if you have a NEMA 4 rated enclosure, you can pour water on it, bury it under the ice and stuff like that. So the Grizzly has a NEMA 4 rated enclosure. The Juicebox also is NEMA 4 rated. The ChargePoint HomeFlex is NEMA 3 rated. The Tesla is NEMA 3 rated. The Enphase is NEMA 4 rated. The Wallbox Pulsar T is NEMA 4 rated, and the Emporia is also NEMA 4 rated. Now let's look at where these EV chargers are manufactured. The Grizzly is made in Canada. The Juicebox is made in the USA. The ChargePoint HomeFlex is manufactured in Mexico. The Tesla unit is manufactured in Taiwan. Enphase is manufactured in California in the USA. The Wallbox Pulsar T is also manufactured in the United States, and the Emporia is manufactured out of India. Finally, let's look at the pricing and reviews for these EV chargers. The Grizzly is priced at $395, so it's a pretty reasonably priced unit. But again, remember, it's the max amperage is 40 amps, so it's technically slightly smaller than the other guys. And it's got about 1,013 reviews on Amazon, so this is a good choice, a good budget choice. Number 2, we have the Juicebox. The Juicebox is priced at $639. It's a little more on the expensive side, but it's got a lot of reviews again, 1,012 reviews. The ChargePoint HomeFlex is priced at $699. And again, this has got a huge number of reviews, 3,580 reviews. Now, one of the plus points of the ChargePoint charger is that the manufacturer also has a large number of public charging complexes across the United States. I'm sure in Canada too. So if you buy one of their chargers, you can use the same account to charge outside on those high-powered DC chargers. So that's a plus with the ChargePoint HomeFlex charger. The Tesla charger, again, is an excellent charger. It's priced at about $550, so it's, again, a little more on the expensive side, but it doesn't have too many reviews because people buy directly from the company and not on sites like Amazon, though it is available there. The Enphase charger is the priciest of the lot. It's at $809 or so right now. It's got a lot of reviews, 605 reviews. Now, the reason why a lot of folks like the Enphase is because of something which is coming soon. You are going to have bi-directional connectivity through their EV chargers so that you can use the battery which is in your car to charge your home. And that's going to be really big. The reason being, your car's batteries are huge, like 80 kilowatt hours, 90 kilowatt hours. That's a lot of energy stored in your car. If you can use that to charge your home during an outage, you will have 4 or 5 days of connectivity of power available. So it's great to have that in your toolkit. And in early 24, Enphase is going to turn these EV chargers into bidirectional chargers, which could take the power from your battery and charge your and power your home. I don't know whether the batteries you install now will have that capability, but both Enphase and Tesla are normally very good at backward integrations. Probably very likely that the Enphase charger you buy today will have that capability through an over-the-air software upgrade. So that'll be a big plus point. Just a comparison, the batteries which you buy with solar, they're usually in the 10, 20, 30 kWh range. So we're talking about an 80, 90, 100 kWh battery, which is in your car at your disposal. So it's a big thing. Now, if any of you are interested in a quote for solar or for a battery for your home, don't forget to write to me. I'm John at mysolarhome.us. You can book a session with me on Calendly. There's a link below, or you can call me 609-908-3700. Okay, the next is the Wallbox Pulsar. The Wallbox Pulsar retails about $699 and it has got over 1,700 reviews. Again, excellent. Next is the smallest unit that we have in our range of 7. Very, very popular. And finally, we have the Emporia. Now, the Emporia is outstandingly priced. It's just $399. So it beats everybody else on the price department. It is a very high quality unit. It's got over 900 reviews. And in a number of forums, we've seen very good things written about the Emporia because of the ecosystem that the Emporia comes from. The manufacturing company of Emporia has a lot of energy saving devices up their sleeve, things for measuring energy, reducing energy consumption in your home, making your homes energy efficient. This is their core area. So having an Emporia charger actually could give you a lot of added benefits over the long run. In terms of my assessment of all these chargers, these are all stupendous chargers, but the price value combo for the Emporia is really outstanding. So I would give it the #1 rating in this review. I would rate the Wallbox Pulsar T #2 in my review because it's really small. It's got a lot of great reviews of ease of usage, ease of installation. Pricing is pretty decent, so I would give that a #2. At the #3, I would keep the Juice Box. Again, good price, great reviews. The ChargePoint and the Tesla are 2 very good options. They are slightly more expensive than the others, but they are excellent units as well. All these 7 EV chargers have got their pluses and the minuses, but they are all outstanding chargers. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do like and subscribe and have a great day.